Welcome to Cynthia's Culinary Corner Plus. I want to say hello to everyone out there, especially Happy Healthy Valley. In the last few years, we've discussed many important nutrition topics: recipes, foods, elements, their nutrients, their vitamins. Today, it's time to advance a little bit more. Now, we're going to be discussing how beautiful the body works and how the organs operate with our nutrition. Today's topic will be the liver. As we can see, art is not my specialty, but I love health, wellness, nutrition, and how the body functions. Those are the other specialties that I love to share with all of you. As I mentioned today, we will be discussing the fabulous and the beautiful, and most of all, the essential liver. The liver does many functions that we know of, at least 500, if not more. It's very important to take care of our liver because look at all these beautiful processes that it does. So if you like, the way I remember what the liver does, it's this wonderful, intricate processing unit or factory where so many things are being done. So I'm going to be discussing some of the basic functions that the liver does, not the 500. This is very, very important. Why don't we start with some of these cells? These are called the Kupffer cells. These cells are in the liver and they help with immunity. They're called macrophages. What they do is when they see toxins or something that's gonna attack the body, they go to work to get rid of them. So one of the main things that we know the liver does is it regulates blood sugar. Very important because sometimes we tend to forget that if we have too much sugar or even too much alcohol, it's gonna be affected by the liver. What happens is the liver goes into overdrive and it starts breaking down the glucose. However, when we have too much glucose in the body, it'll store it as glycogen. And then when it has too much glycogen, the body doesn't know what to do with it. So then the liver will transport it to a different pathway for fatty acid synthesis and fat metabolism. Because all that sugar that we intake, if we don't excrete it through physical activity, it has to go somewhere. And that's one of the vital functions the liver does. Something else the liver does is cholesterol synthesis. This is very important. Why? I know sometimes cholesterol can get a bad rap, but studies are showing more and more that it doesn't have to be below 200. You can be a little bit above. And what we need to remember that everybody is an individual and that's where you go see your physician. However, why is cholesterol so important? Let's discuss why. Because cholesterol is a derivative. All the hormones come from cholesterol. So cholesterol is very essential. We have different types of hormones. We have regulatory hormones. Without enough cholesterol, which the body makes naturally, then we might have an offset with hormone production. Sometimes too much of a certain hormone or too little of another hormone can off-balance many things in our body and our day-to-day lives. Something else that's important, the liver processes amino acids. These amino acids, once they're formed together, make protein. Protein is very important in the body for muscle repair, for hair growth, for our nerves to function well, for us to sleep better. A deficiency in protein can be harmful. Also, an excess in protein can be harmful. Something else that's very important is what we call the urea cycle. The urea cycle is what we have to help us process and urinate properly. As we know, the kidneys are involved. However, the liver is essential to getting all of this going and works with the kidneys and everything else in between. Talking about fatty acid synthesis, very important because we get our different types of fatty acids from here. We have 3 different other types of cholesterol, besides another one, which is chylomicrons. However, those are made in the intestine. We're going to be focusing on these 3. The LDL, which is known as the bad cholesterol, the HDL for healthy is the good cholesterol. Then you have the VLDL, which is a very low density lipoprotein. What fascinates me is the HDL is what takes out the bad cholesterols, takes them out of the body through the liver and excretes them. Something that sometimes we don't talk about. How do you increase your HDL? By moving. The body needs to move along with healthy vegetables and a healthy diet. But the most effective way to increase your HDL is through moving. And we'll be discussing that in another segment. Now we're going to be discussing the hepatic portal vein. This vein is very important and essential because it carries blood from the digestive tract to the spleen and to the liver for processing. This is essential for everything that goes on in what we eat and throughout our daily lives. And now that we discussed some very basic functions of the liver, however very important, how can we care for it? And what do we do if we have any serious issues with it? Stay tuned for more.